So the job market feels broken right now, and you just have to wonder, is it just me? Well, I don't think it's just me. Let's see some clips and see what the internet has to say about the job market, especially in 2026. It's crazy out here, y'all.
So, just getting back in the car for my very important job interview at the mall. So, you want to know how I know that the job market is crappy? Yeah. So, I got years of experience. This is not to bash anybody at all. I just want to tell you how crappy the job market is in America. This woman told me that the highest that she can pay me based off my experience, based off just my experience alone. I got years of it, okay? Retail, okay? The highest she can pay me is $12.58. That's a combo from McDonald's. Not even Chick-fil-A, baby. That's a combo from McDonald's. $12.58. America, how do you want people to survive with this? What's going on? Why? What's happening?
Just how crazy is that? Like $12.50. I believe, is that the minimum wage? I don't know what state she's in, but $12.50 an hour in today's market. And then they wonder why people are losing faith in the system, right? So wages continue to just stay suppressed while everything else continues to skyrocket.
Your chances of getting a job are 3 in 800. You know those videos of those graduates on the news that say, like, I've applied for like 500 jobs and I've not got a single one? I used to think that they were maybe like exaggerating a little bit. They're not.
Hold on. Did she just say?
Don't mind me because I've just come back from the gym.
Did she just say 3 in 800? I mean, my math is not the best, but if I were to punch that in right here, if I do 3 divided by 800 times 100, that's literally 0.375%, guys. 0.375% chance of getting hired.
They're not. I can confirm. Also, don't mind me because I've just come back from the gym. Okay, so I don't think I've applied for quite nearly 500 jobs, but a lot. I've applied for a lot. To preface, I have 2 degrees, an undergraduate and master's. I am working part-time at the moment. I am volunteering. I'm doing everything that they tell you to do. I have done it. I'm doing it. I will be doing it. And I graduated my master's in October, which is an absolutely rubbish time to be looking for jobs. Businesses are winding down for Christmas. They do not want to take on new employees. So it was dry. It was dry. First job I applied for, something in the NHS. Fair enough, this was my first panel interview. I was super scared. It was my first experience in like a big proper boardroom. Didn't get that job. Fine, moved on, understood what I needed to do next time. Then I saw another job come up. It looked perfect, absolutely perfect. Applied, wasn't thinking much about it. Then suddenly I got asked to do an interview. I was thinking, right, I know what to do this time. I've had the experience. I know what I did wrong last time. I'm ready. I'm ready. By the way, I had to go all the way to Manchester for this interview. I don't live in Manchester. It took a long time and a lot of money, and they didn't pay anything.
So this is not just a thing happening here in America. It's also like in the UK. I believe it's also in Australia. I don't really know people like in Asia complaining about the job market as much. I don't see them on TikTok talking about that. But yeah, let me know, like, is this something happening worldwide, or is this just like in the West? Is this a Western problem right now?
Towards it. But anyway, this interview went really well. I really, really liked the team. They really, really liked me. And I thought, it's in the bag. It is in the bag. I know I've got it. There's nothing that I can possibly have missed or given more that I didn't. And a couple of weeks go by. I'm thinking, you know, that's standard. That's the process. It takes time for them to narrow everybody down, to give you a result. Bearing in mind this is near Christmas, so I'm thinking, oh dear, it would be nice to go into Christmas having a job and into the new year having a job. Still didn't hear anything. I messaged them directly. They didn't respond to me. In fact, they actively read it and didn't respond. Imagine being...
To keep her on red, that's nothing new anyways. It's weird that she even knew that they read it. Usually they don't give you their direct numbers, so you can't even know. It's usually by email.
...aired by a potential employer. This is the world we're living in at the moment. Anyway, I thought, yeah, it's Christmas, it's fine. They're winding down. They're probably going to give me an answer in the new year. It is nearly February at this point. Nearly February. They finally call me. At this point, I'm thinking, you would have called me before if you wanted to offer me this job, so I was not expecting good news. And of course, when they called me, they said I didn't get the job. I said, is there anything I could have done differently? They said, no, absolutely thought you would have been great for the position, but we hired someone internal. someone that already worked there and who had more experience than me because they already worked in the company. So tell me how you can compete against that as a graduate. You cannot compete against that no matter how much part-time work I've done or how much volunteering I've done. If I've not worked in the company. Anyway, I thought it's a new year, let's start again. Like a lot of the grad schemes are being announced at this point, let's just apply for a load of them and see what comes up. So in the past couple of weeks, I have done 4 assessment centres for 4 different companies. Get through to the last stage on all of them, completed the final interview for one of them yesterday. Again, they want you to travel quite a distance to go meet them in person. Okay, I get it, they want to check that you're not a psycho. And this time they did actually contribute towards me getting there, so thank you very much for that. There's a little bit of humanity left in this world. And for this particular job, let me preface, it was a grad scheme. What do you think of with the grad scheme? You think of people that are sort of newly graduates applying, they're going to take on quite a few people, want to train them up, want to get them involved in the company. Guess how many people they were hiring in this particular grad scheme? 3 people in a grad scheme. In a grad scheme, I thought they'd be hiring at least 50 to 100. Guess how many applicants they got overall?
So that's what she meant by 3 in 800. It's just in that particular instance. But I'm curious, like, what are the real numbers? Like, how many applications are you having to put out before you land one interview on average? That's a number that I'll be interested in finding out. And then something else that jumped out to me that she said is how they ended up hiring from within. Like, companies do this a lot as well. And I think by law, they're required to put out the posting and give the open market a fair chance. But they already know who they're going to hire. And it's just really unfair to waste people's times. But they're the ones that have all the cards, as Trump would say. Yeah, well, like Zelensky up in here, I tell you.
Mall job you can think of, applied. It was all online because that's all you do. Every time you go inside, they're like, oh, apply online. So I did. I got one person to email me back, and they were like, can you meet on this time? I had an exam, so I was like, no, can we reschedule? And then just ghosted me. Oh, right. I have full availability. My resume.
So this girl, like, essentially they gave her a chance for an interview, and then she had an exam, so then she rescheduled. I mean, you can't have wanted it that badly. Then it's fair enough, you can expect them to be accommodating, but why should they be accommodative of you? They don't know you. We got to be realistic with some of these, right? They don't know you. They have a business to run. They have needs, right? So if you have an exam, then you're gonna pick someone who's available. I you know, like, we gotta, like, say the truth as well and be realistic about these things.
One paper. It's easy. It's simple. And I have no job. I'm so cooked. So, like, how is everyone getting jobs? I applied for literally 30 plus jobs everywhere. Walmart, Chick-fil-A, every freaking mall job you can think of. Applied. It was all online because that's all you do. Every time you go inside, they're like, oh, apply online. So I did. I got one person to email me.
Dear applicant, thank you for applying for the role of trainee barista. Sadly, we will not be pursuing your application because we are looking for 10 years experience in the barista industry. We wish you the best of luck in your future endeavours, but sadly, you will not be having any endeavours here. You are not allowed to apply for any position within our company for the next 20 years. Dear applicant, thank you for applying for the role of...
That kind of sounds personal, right? Like, why wouldn't you be able to apply for the next 20 years? I get the sarcasm here, but... So, and also, you notice how it's a lot of the UK people. So tell me, guys, like, anybody in the UK, are you guys really down bad? Are you down bad as much as we are here in the Americas? Because I see a lot of these people with the fancy British accents. I love the accent, by the ways, but I see a lot of that, and I'm just curious, like, is it worse in the UK, or are they just more outspoken about these things? Let me know, y'all.
The job market is terrible. No one can find work, and I just paid $6.29 a gallon for gas. But I have a $7 matcha that's going to make it all better. Let's talk about it. I have had 6...
See some of these here, right? Like, they're kind of, it's, you know, like, she should be able to have a matcha. But this is where people, they see these kind of things, and then they start to not have that much sympathy for her. I have sympathy for her because I'm an empath. So I tend to have sympathy for everyone. But I can understand how people might see her and be like, I don't have any sympathy for this lady. Like, how can you complain about, like, cost of living and then you're enjoying a matcha? You know, like a matcha is definitely a luxury. So like that's just how I see it. You can make it at home. You can make your beverage at home if it's that bad.
Interviews in the past month. I have had 7 interviews in the past month and a half. Excuse me, I got invited to do a second interview by 3 agencies. They have all 3 rejected me. I'm about to graduate with my master's in HR management and employment law in May, and I have no job prospects. I have been putting out my application like crazy, and honestly, this job market has been so tough for the past 2 years because I honestly believe that companies and agencies have been preparing since 2024 for this presidency. I do not think that I can continue to make it in Los Angeles as much as I have tried. I'm from the Valley. I can't continue to live in the Valley. It is ridiculously expensive, and I'm gonna have to make a really hard decision in the next few weeks of what I'm gonna do with my life. But when people talk about how bad the job market is, it's terrible. For one of the jobs, I even had to do a project, and the hourly rate was $28. And I asked them for more because I can't live off of $28 if I'm going to be commuting and moving my car.
$8 in the Valley? Like, I'm guessing, like, is that Silicon Valley? That sounds crazy, man. Like $28, like you can't afford that. I know some software engineers that are in this, like in the Bay Area, and they usually would turn down anything under like 140K a year because you can't leave there with less than that. This is what I've heard. Are they living within their means? I don't know. I've never gone to the Valley. I've never walked in the Valley, so I don't know. I have turned down a job offer before, like in, I think, California, San Diego. It was going to be like 140K. And the reason was after I ran my numbers, I was going to be worse off financially. So I just stayed where I am with less pay, but then still better off. So I think people need to also factor that in, right? Sometimes you want the big salary, might sound good on paper, but then how much is your rent there? How much is like taxes there? Right? So when you add up everything together, you see that you're better to just stay put where you are. But that's just me.
Advice. Keywords are so important, and make sure that your resume is tailored to some extent to the job, but make it individualized. Take time, take preparation. Don't just throw it into ChatGPT. It just ends up looking like all of the other ones, and it's really hard to sort through them for us. Data, right? Like, how did you drive value? Like, how did you generate revenue? How did you cut down costs? Like, that is so important for people to know so that we can actually have like an informed conversation on your recruiter screen, or like that hiring manager can actually ask much deeper questions, and they could have drilled way deeper down into your experience. And I'm not.
So I understand what she's talking about, right? Like what did you do? How did you drive revenue? But what about new grads? Like obviously new grads haven't driven any revenue. So what is the chance for a new grad? I wonder if they're going to ask her that question here. Let's keep watching.
Making any promises, but could potentially move you along further in the process.
No, she didn't. She went on to not tell us about new grads. So it sounds like nobody's talking about new grads, y'all. So I don't know.
Why did you take this interview if you don't even have the required 35 years experience?
Well, I wasn't alive that long.
So why did you apply?
It's an entry-level position, and I have 3 degrees in 5 years.
35 years, and you need 10 degrees, and it pays $10,000 a year. Do a little spin. Can you lose 30 to 40 pounds?
Is that required for the role?
No.
Yes.
Don't bother. AI will take it by then.
Did she just say don't bother, AI will take it by then? Anyways, this obviously is skits, but I think it's important to kind of like, because, like if we can't cry about this, I believe that like even when things are really tough, it's important to still remain light and not take it so personally, because like I've said, right, like it's going to be over eventually. So this is not forever. So just try to make the most of life while you're here. Do what you can, but it's not going to last forever. I really believe that we are not of this world, and we're here for an experience. So don't let the things that are going on around us, it's easier said than done, right? I get it. I also feel down as well sometimes. And sometimes you see my videos, I'm doom and gloom, I'm feeling down. So I get it. But I feel like that it's important that we just remember and not let these people spoil our human experience. I think this is a once in a lifetime experience that we're having as souls, and I just think that we should make the most of it and really make it count, enjoy ourselves as well, and not get so down because things are so hard. But I understand that people need to eat and people need a place to live. I understand. I completely get that as well.
And I have 3 degrees in 5 years.
And you need 10 degrees and it pays $10,000 a year. Too little to spend?